Good morning and happy Friday, VBHS. We hope you had a fantastic week. Here's your second episode of Season 6 from Pointer Pack News.
First up, students, be sure that you're wearing your ID badges every day. Also, if you drive to school, you are required to purchase a parking permit.
Parking permits are $5 and can be purchased in the main office. You were supposed to have them by last Friday, so if you don't, you're late.
Up next, sophomores and juniors interested in taking the PSAT should see Ms. Duval to sign up.
The cost is $18 and the registration deadline is September 15th.
Congratulations to Bancourt and the new Bancourt King and Queen, Cadence Daniels and Gavin Moore.
Now on to PPN Sports.
Monday, the volleyball team fell to Mansfield.
Tuesday, the volleyball team fell to Shiloh Christian.
Thursday, the tennis team beat Greenwood.
Friday, the football team lost to Southside.
Welcome to this week's sports.
It's bye week for football this week, so no game on Friday.
Volleyball hosted Greenbrier on Tuesday and then traveled over to Greenwood on Thursday.
Today, golf competes at Eagle Crest in a tournament.
Now into next week's sports with Jake Hass.
Tuesday and Wednesday, golf goes up to Bella Vista for a match. Volleyball plays Mountain Home at Claire Bates Tuesday and heads over to Alma on Thursday. And the football team will travel to Greenbrier Friday to play the Panthers.
I'm AG.
And I'm Cam.
Here's other sports. Week 1 of college football was this past weekend. The Razorbacks took care of business against Western Carolina, winning 56-13.
And for all the Oklahoma fans, the Sooners handled Arkansas State 73-0.
USA track star Noah Lyles sparked some controversy in the basketball world with his comments last week about the NBA. What hurts me the most is that I have to watch the NBA Finals and they have a world champion on their heads. World champion of what? The United States? Lyles said.
Many NBA players expressed their disagreement with this statement, including future Hall of Famer Kevin Durant, who took to Instagram and said, "Somebody help his brother."
Do you think the NBA champions should be considered world champs? Let us know.
World weather. Tropical storm Lee is rapidly intensifying. It is going to be a very extreme hurricane hitting just north of Puerto Rico. Today,
The high will be 90 and the low will be 71 with no precipitation.
over the weekend, it will cool down with a high on Saturday of 90 and a low of 68.
On Sunday, we will have a high of 88 and a low of 63.
Next week's predictions, it should cool down to the 70s and we will experience some rainfall. We are really starting to feel the fall weather.
Until next week,
keep it cool.
A hilariously bad AI-generated high school football article was written about a football game in Westernville, Ohio, and went viral on Twitter X for being borderline ineligible.
One sentence reads, "The Warriors chalked this up to the decision in spite of the Warhawks' spirited fourth quarter performance, which makes perfect sense."
Another AI-written sports story in the Dispatch initially failed to generate teams' names, publishing winning team mascot and losing team mascot.
The big picture, major news outlets are still figuring out how to incorporate AI into the reporting process.
The AP and others have published guidelines to define AI's role in the newsroom, while Google is reportedly testing an AI that helps journalists produce news stories.
But expect more close encounters of the robot kind. Experts estimate that 90% of the content on the internet in a few years will be AI generated.
Speaking of high school, teachers, this is for you. New vapes are starting to look like school supplies.
E-cig manufacturers have realized that the only thing more appealing to high school students than a creamsicle-flavored vape is a creamsicle-flavored vape that looks like a neon highlighter.
The FDA banned flavors for cartridge-based e-cigs like Juuls in 2020, but that doesn't apply to disposable vapes, which are used by more than half of the high school and middle school students.
Since 2020, the number of different vape devices in the U.S. has tripled to nearly 9,000, according to the Associated Press, caused by an influx of unauthorized vapes from China.
The big picture. As the industry continues to innovate faster than the FDA can regulate, some state governments are trying to stop vaping. Last week, even a Texas law took effect that sends students caught with a vape to alternative school disciplinary programs. Yikes.
Where are the students?
the long school closures during the COVID pandemic were the biggest disruption in the history of modern American education.
On an average school day last year, close to 10% of students weren't there. Preliminary state data suggests that about 1/4 of U.S. students qualified as chronically absent, meaning that they missed at least 10% of school days.
Consistent with this theory is the fact that absenteeism has risen more in states where schools remain closed for longer during the pandemic, like California, New Mexico, and in Washington, D.C.
And we get it. There are things about school that would keep students at home. Vaping, bullying, early time starts. But the rise of absenteeism isn't solving these things. It's adding to the problem.
More on education.
After the Supreme Court's affirmative action decision, students must decide whether to mention race in their college applications.
Americans are losing faith in the value of college. 45% of Gen Z say that high school diploma is all they need for financial security.
Do you agree? Let us know.
In pop culture news, Taylor Swift announced that a filmed version of one of her Eras Tour concerts will be released in movie theaters this fall.
The rapper Travis Scott has announced a North American tour, Pitchfork. Reports say it'll be his first since the 2021 Astroworld tragedy.
Steve Harwell, former Smash Mouth lead singer, dies at 56. He was a founding member of the band, which broke out with hit songs like Walking on the Sun and All Star.
That's it for us this week.
Just as a recap, since you saw the episode last week, we'd like to explain what a student sub is.
At the end of each episode, we'll put together a compilation of all the pictures and videos you submit to our Instagram.
At VBHS Pointer Pack News. So be sure to send us some for next week's episode.
We know you have some good ones from the first weeks of school.
We'll see you next week. Until then, wear your seatbelts, drink some water, and tell someone you love them.
Have a great Friday and a great weekend.
And when she dances au banda, she's a hurricane in all kinds
Content. Stop.
Dang it.
Now I'm choking. Now I'm choking.
A compilation of different.
We got it? You're good?
Okay, interview job.
School disciplinary.
Is that a word?
I don't know.
That's not a word, is it?
Hey, golf goes up to
For all the
What's wrong with me?
It's okay.
Like, I know all the words.
This happened to me.
Close to 10%.
Can you, hey,
Do you want?
I'm helping
Do
you.
y'all want?
Can you fix the margarine?
Good morning, V. Oh.
Axios.
Yeah, we heard it.